How's it going, everyone? It is Monday, June 24th, 2024. Let's go over some of the picks from the last video. So I gave 2 picks for day trades. I gave Google as a day trade long, so let's look at that. And I gave Trip as a day trade short. So first thing off with Google, and let's zoom into the day yesterday. Market was kind of grinding up that day over here. And Google had made a nice move early in the morning, and it had been compressing near the high of the day. Certainly some volatility over here. So I think there was a very small window of opportunity to trade Google, and I took the trade around here at about 180. And here's the setup that I saw. So we got this kind of break at 1140. And here's the market at 1140. The market had gapped down. It was kind of grinding up higher, but fairly LPTE kind of day. Google was pretty strong and had some good volume, so there was a chance we could still continue that trend later in the day. So for Google, after it broke through, we got a couple of bars where we tested this breakout right here and we held. So I got in at 180, and I set an order actually while the candle was forming close to the 8 EMA. I noticed this stock was kind of grinding up higher, and at a very passive profit target. The ATR of this stock was $3, so I had a profit target of like 50 cents, nothing too crazy, and I got filled pretty much right around here. I got filled right about 180.50 somewhere here. So there was a nice window here, but that was your window. Otherwise, you would have to wait for the pullback and then try to get in on the LRSI alert, and you probably would have ended up scratching out of this trade over here. It ended up dying on the day as it broke out, came back for the retest, and then it just chopped around this level. So Google is still sort of chopping around this level over here. So if it can get above that compression, then I think we would be in decent shape for another opportunity, but sort of just compressing right now. So that was a small window in Google. You had to get in at a good price, and you had to set a passive target and take the trade into strength. All right, so next one I recommended was Trip as a short, and this was the setup that I saw in Trip. First over here, we had this big earnings move down, huge gap down, and then the stock has just been compressing over here. It broke through some of this compression support around here on the 21st. Let's take a look at how that worked. So we got this early in the open. We got this compression break, and we're chopping around over here. And then for Trip, so here is the kind of just the temporary sort of M5 resistance. Let's make that another color. So this gray is a D1 line. This blue is an M5 line. We kind of chopped around over here. And then when we really confirmed this break on this key bar 1105, that was your only window to get in the trade, really. You had maybe this window here at 11:10, 11:15, where the price hasn't moved just quite yet. And then you have to sell into profits. Same deal as Google. When you see this higher volume, little bullish hammer here, this is sort of a tiny hammer. You have to get out of the trade. And then when you see this 1150 bar, you certainly have to get out of the trade, and maybe you can get out for a scratch. But that's really the tiny opportunity that I saw in Trip. I ended up not taking the trade because when I got my entry, when I saw the time of the entry, it was around 1120. So I actually missed my entry point because I was just kind of flipping for some other stocks. And you can see how this stock ended up reversing pretty hard. It's testing this level and it's finding some resistance at this level. So if you wanted to swing it, it's not the worst chart to swing, but really not the best chart to swing in my opinion either. Just no trend at all. So that was a small window that I saw in Trip. You had to get in and out of the trade. It was personally a no trade for me, so I'm marking it as a no trade in the journal. And that is that. So current positions that we have on, we have U. We're still in U. We took partial profits here. Past 2 days, it has rallied and pulled back to the 8 EMA. So I believe this is that first sort of pullback over here. This could be the second pullback, and I think we're going to get that next leg lower. I'm not panicking. If you look at the UM5 chart, you might be tempted to panic, but you have to remember to zoom out and look at the macro trend. Even over here, it seems like a very, very sharp reversal. But the farther you zoom out, you notice that, okay, we're coming back over here. Hey, this was this last prior high, right? At this high of 1658. That's when sellers came in, and sellers are defending this level once again. So relatively strong now. There's been some decent volume today, but a lot of the volume, in my opinion, has been concentrated near that support level. So what does this mean? Well, here's it early in the day, right? And we're compressing. We've kind of rallied. There's some volume. There's a couple of spikes. And then we start to ramp up over here. So here we actually get some decent volume on the move. And then now, as we hit that resistance level, you see some really high volume coming in. So what does that mean? Well, it means that we're having a ton of activity, but no net movement after a pretty decent trend. That tells us that buyers and sellers are fighting it out over here, and that confirms that resistance level on that prior level right here. So this prior pullback, this high of 1658, we're confirming that level. It also ties back to the 8 EMA. So we're hitting that, and then we're getting that rejection. Why are we getting this such a strong rejection on this short-term trend? It's because sellers are coming in at this level. Institutions like these prices, and they're pushing that price down, like getting on the trade. So I know that the worst case scenario is that we don't break this low, but I still have a chance to retest it, and I can get out for some pretty nice profits. Pretty nice profits, maybe 15.30, right? So I still got another dollar in here. The more likely scenario, in my opinion, is that I still think this trend is going to continue downwards. And if we don't get any net movement for maybe 2 weeks or so, then I'm going to look to get out of the trade and maybe take a smaller profit. But until that happens, I'm going to ride out this trend. That's in my game plan. Sometimes it's been hard to stick to, but I'm trying really my best to stick to it because that is a great stock in terms of its price action. AEO. So took this on the 20th. It kind of confirmed below that level, but then it popped back up on the 21st. Let's zoom out a little bit over here. So got it over here. It was just hovering around this level, couldn't quite break through, and then we got the pop later in the day. Today we're getting another sort of, lot of compression, then a pop up, and now we're drifting back lower. Even though confirmed above that level, the price action is telling me that this is a pretty weak pullback. Look at this strength on the way down. Look at this pullback on the way up. This is very choppy price action, not a ton of volume compared to this move over here, which really got a whole bunch of volume. Now, there was some nice volume over here at 1950. So that tells me that this is probably going to be my target. This is a fairly tallish bounce, so I'm waiting to see what the price action looks like on this leg lower. If we get some nice steady red candles, I think we have a chance to break through, and that's when I'm going to take my profits. If we kind of have a weak move down, maybe a slower move down, then I'm going to look for maybe a double bottom, or even getting out somewhere around 1950, 1945, closer to that low of the day, that pivot. So because I think that support is going to hold. You also notice that U is a pretty choppy stock. It takes a leg lower, then it pulls back, and then it gets its next leg lower. So I might have to wait probably another, I don't think I'm going to have a chance to take profit on this for another 2 to 3 more days. So I think sometime by the end of this week, I think that AEO should be back in profit, but it's just pulling back right now in this trend. So I have to wait that out. All right. What the heck's the market doing today? So over here, you can ignore that red line. Let's clear that right now. So market had a flat open, tested the bid over here. And by the way, we are at this major support level. So let me look at the D1 first before I get caught away in the M5. Longer term market bias, again, nothing has really changed. If you notice, I've just kind of drawn these channels over here on the D1 chart, seeing if they give me any sort of orientation as to where the market is and where it might be going. So obviously we know that we've gone up And here, I believe this is the nice wide bullish channel. So if we get a deeper retracement, I expect the market to maybe find some support or at least stall out at these levels here. And in the shorter term, for the past 2 months or so, there is a more narrow channel that has been forming. So I think this is the narrow channel within the other channel. So it's a bit of inception, if you will. We've hit the top of that channel. Now we're pulling back a little bit over here. Longer term market bias, still mildly bullish to neutral. We are sort of rallying up, but it is fairly slow price action. Breakout to an all-time high, and then we stall. Breakout, and then we stall. And now this is actually the first time we're getting a breakout and then actually a pullback. We're not able to hold. We're kind of at this breakout level over here. So I mentioned that we had support at this level, and that support is at this prior breakout. So if you see this high over here, and if I were to move this guy right down over here somewhere, this high was about 544.12. We got a high over here. So around 544 is where that prior level is. We broke out that level, had a nice move up higher, stalled, and now we pulled back, and we're testing this level and trying to find support, and we're trying to rally up. So yesterday we had a rally up, and we couldn't quite fill in the gap, and then we just kind of stalled and did nothing for the rest of the day. Today we actually got the gap fill, and that's what had me a little bit more bullish in the morning. So let's zoom in on this gap fill over here. Shorter term bias is neutral right now at the moment. We're at this level. We've had a little bit of bearish influence, but we're at support. So we're just kind of waiting to see if we break that level or if we don't break that level. But we had a flat open, and you can see earlier in the day that the market had a nice bounce off the support level. Nice, strong price action, some steady candles, and we filled in right here. So this is the close from yesterday. And you can see here's the close, 546.95. Here is the high, 546.95. Hit right to the close, right to the penny. Pulled back, found some support over here, and then we just chopped around for a while. And this told me that, hey, look, this should be that next leg higher, at least test the all-time high, but sellers are coming down and smacking this lower. So buyers are pushing it up higher, sellers are over here, and we're not really able to go anywhere. We're forming this wedge on the M5, and we break out of this wedge over here. I think there was a nice opportunity to get in some shorts. Get over here, and now we're stalling and finding support at this 544 level. So I think this is actually a decent opportunity for some day trade longs. The selling pressure is okay, but to me, I think this is going to be a range-bound sort of day where we stall out. There's a very clear exit point, so if the market breaks below this new low of the day, then you can get out of the trade. But if it doesn't, then you have a really nice window to probably get all the way back up to VWAP. We know that there are buyers in here. There are buyers here. There's buyers here. They're lurking over here. So there is not a lot of control either way. And this is the point where buyers may find that price attractive. We've stalled out over here. We got this nice long candle, although it's not on crazy good volume, but we've got a nice long candle. We're trying to test this level over here and see if we can get anything going. So that's what I'm seeing over here. In terms of the portfolio mix, I'm not crazy about taking any swings right now. We already have 2 swing shorts. I don't want to overload on swing shorts without any real technical confirmation. I think the trend strength on these stocks will be enough to withstand any sort of market stalling and at least provide me some cushion if I'm totally wrong about what the market does. And I don't want to take any put credit spreads again. Still waiting for the market pullback. I don't want to take any bearish call spreads right now. I don't see that bearish engulfing candle on SPY, so I'm not crazy about taking that sort of trade. Excuse me. There are some earning time spreads. I mean, there was one earnings time spread today, CCL, which is fairly decent. The price is a little bit cheap, and the difference is very low. I want to have a difference, I think Dave says at least 0.35 to 0.4. If it's like 0% times exceeded and a difference of 0.5, that's a really nice risk reward for me. So let's look at some shorts that we can take over here. So I'm going to go to my tags, see what we have. I know Dexcom was pretty weak earlier in the day. Actually, let me go back to the M5 here. Yeah, so Dexcom was weak earlier in the day. I ended up taking a short right here at 120, and now that's been producing, but I can't quite recommend that as a short at the moment because of two things. It's close to this low plus trend line, and it is close to potentially some D1 support. So if I were to, let me clear my chart orders here. Show orders. All right, so yeah, there may be some support coming into play from this October 28th candle. If I were to draw that here, so let's zoom in. This is a really big high volume candle. There's also another low coming in right there. Let's change the color of that guy. So Dexcom may be hitting some support. Oh my gosh, can't trade this guy. There we go. Okay. So let's see what else is selling off today. Oops, and let me go all the way over here. So let's see what else is going to be, selling off today. Okay, so I did some searching and I like this trade quite a bit over here. So this is Amgen. And so here's the D1 chart for Amgen. It is in this wide bearish channel, so I wouldn't take anything more than a day trade or maybe an overnight swing on this at the most. The stock has been rallying up higher, especially in the past couple of days when the market has been pretty flat. It's found some support at the bottom of this channel, and it is above its A VWAP E, so it's chopping around. This is a mildly bullish chart, but I really love the price action intraday. And let me actually go here. So here's what I like about Amgen. You can see that it was grinding up higher. When the market has come down, it's kind of found some support over here, not really doing too much. Amgen has been compressing near the high of the day. So it's looking pretty good. It's close to that support, and you got about maybe $2 of room to that resistance point. So I think you can definitely get at least $1 to $1.50 on this stock. Maybe you can even get like $2 if you got a nice fill over there. But I like Amgen for a day trading long. So here's what I want to see with Amgen. First, market is fine. It is having another hammer over here, which is good. So I like to see the market at least start to get above this level right here, right around this 544.50 level. If it can clear that, I'll feel more confident about the market. The second thing is that Amgen is compressing over here, so would like to see it break its high of the day. And when you're in that break, you're probably somewhere, like once it confirms that break, it'll probably be something like 1360. So I'd set a target for like 1370. And then you got a nice dollar that you can ride up on a trend like that. So that's how I would play Amgen. It may or may not set up, but that's what I am comfortable trading. Let's take a look at some other stocks, just see what's going on here. GS was nice earlier today. It's kind of breaking out of that bear channel, but it's unable to get above this high from the 20th. So I'd want to see it get past that. I'm going to set an alert at the end of the day. This could maybe do for an LRSI alert potentially. But it's formed a bit of a double top. It's kind of dead for the day. You can see how it's going sideways. It is preserving the gains. So I'm going to set an LRSI alert. Let's see if I can get that using these keyboard shortcuts here. Where is this LRSI? Here it is. Okay. So if that triggers, then I can get into the trade. IP was another pretty decent one. Let me load this guy. IP, this really strong D1 chart. Like how it pulled back over here, broke out, pulled back, and now it's grinding up higher. Here's probably where I'd probably want to get any in some sort of dip. You can see how this is a choppy stock, and what you're really doing is just getting a favorable entry in the M5 and then exiting out on the D1. So let's zoom out on IP and see if there's anything that's nice on this chart. Grind it up higher. Here's the M30. Pull back over here. You get your alert over here. This is a nice entry point on the stock. Yep, you can. I like how here's this giant move up higher, was digesting the gains, and it broke out and actually tested this level here. Retest this level, it's confirming up higher. So I do like IP. IP could be a pretty decent pick on the long side. This year I'd probably want to swing overnight if you were to do anything with it. And I'm not too crazy about taking swing longs right now. Lily is a very nice steady grinder. I want to buy in these pullbacks off the 8 EMA. Walmart in a really good bearish channel here. A bit of a dip. This could be a nice buying opportunity depending on how it looks on that pullback. Carvana has been finding some strength. Trying to get above this little bit of resistance over here. Now it may have become support for this stock, moving up higher. Oh yeah, as soon as the market has been grinding lower, Carvana's pretty good. All right, Carvana's going to be my other long pick. Same deal. If the market's able to find some support, I think Carvana could start to take off. It's been grinding up higher, especially this last hour or so when it really should have been knocked down. And the market has been selling off. This stock has been really pushing through. It's got a nice set of room, probably up to 123. Hey, there's Amgen. Let's look at that. It's making its move. So Carvana will be the second day trade long over here. So let's add it to the picks. So we'll see if these set up today, but those are the two stocks that I'm looking at. And yeah, so if it doesn't quite set up with the market, don't take the stocks and just keep it light. I think this is just a really good time to be patient. All you need in a couple of days like this is just one really nice winner. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll take a look at how these picks did in tomorrow's video.